Thought I'd try something a little different. Thought I'd get on the treadmill and yap for a bit. But today's subject class is obsession and jealousy. Really two combinations to fucking have. It's awesome. I don't even know where to start. I'm just kind of winging this. I put down some notes, but they're not really organized. So I'll probably just start off with my obsessiveness. And one of the reasons why I am making this video is because I kind of want to just vent, I suppose. And also, I've been thinking about ways of trying to cope and this and that. Kind of want to get other opinions on shit. And for context, I suppose, so people can kind of get like the full story, because I feel like that would maybe help understand my situation, and maybe if y'all got like any advice, I'd be down to hear it, read it, take it into consideration and whatnot. And yeah, but anyways, so I've been obsessing about some dude, and I said dude, I'm talking about a guy that rubs you the wrong way. I don't know what to say, but still, if like you have an issue with like obsessiveness and jealousy and not knowing how to really cope with that, even if I'm talking about a dude and you don't swing that way, maybe stick around and maybe I don't want to say maybe I can help you, because like, I don't know, that just sounds fucking weird, but I don't know, maybe something I'm yapping about might click with you, and if it helps you, then I think that's just a plus and shit. But anyways, holy fuck. But yeah, I've been kind of obsessing about this dude for a while. Fuck, I want to say maybe since like 2023. And as time goes on, it like annoyingly just kind of gets fucking worse. And like usually what I do when I become like obsessed over someone is, honestly, I just like dip the fuck out. Like, but back in the day, I didn't really know how to deal with obsessiveness and like jealousy and shit like that. And there'd always just be a lot of like back and forth within myself. Like, I love this person and like I want shit to work out, but like these annoying ass just feelings just overwhelm me. And then I end up kind of lashing out, acting like a jackass and shit, and then it just goes this back and forth shit until I finally decide, alright, it's best if we're not even in each other's lives, so I just dip the fuck out. But this time around is kind of harder, I suppose, because I've known this dude like damn near, like, you can almost probably say literally all my life. Like, I remember, was it first? I don't remember if it was first grade or preschool. I almost want to say it was preschool, but we met in one of those grades and shit. And growing up, we got along really well. Like, I want to say we had the same like interests and shit like that. But, you know, back in the day, obviously we were just like really good friends and shit. But then, I want to say around the time I turned 18, I started kind of like exploring with myself and my sexuality and shit. And then all of a fucking sudden, I start looking at this dude completely fucking different. But then it's like, I ended up just feeling completely fucking awkward around him because, like, he didn't swing that way. I didn't really, like, know how to act around him anymore, and it really fucking sucked. But, like, as friends, we didn't, like, go our separate path. Well, kind of, yeah. He went to go to college. I went to be a bum-ass bitch and shit, and yeah. But we still kept in touch through, like, Discord and whatnot. But yeah, like, fucking, I didn't know he swung that way. I found that out, like, I want to say in 2023. Like, fucking. And then, ever since I found that out, something just snapped in me. Yeah, I just started ending up kind of being pretty, like, obsessive over him. The way I kind of see it is, like, we grew up together, and, like, I'm just really fucking comfortable around him. Trust him a shit ton. He doesn't just make me happy, but, like, fucking, he makes me want to, like, better myself and whatnot. Why do I sound like I'm choking out? What the fuck? This is another reason why I just want to, fucking figure this shit out. This shit just, like, fucking makes me just so annoyingly emotional. And, I'm just sick of it just fucking controlling me and, like, fucking shit up for myself and others. So, yeah. I've had feelings for other people, and maybe it was because I was just young and just ignorant and shit. But back in the day, I, like, didn't really even care to figure out how to cope with these emotions and shit like that. And I was kind of more like, whatever happens type deal, I suppose. But, no, this time around, I'm just fucking... Number one, I think I'm just tired of just being, like, whatever the fuck this is, where I'm, like, overly obsessive and jealous, and I just kind of just want to actually figure shit out, indefinitely, and fucking fix it indefinitely. Like, I ain't gonna lie, fucking, most likely nothing will ever happen between me and this dude, but then it's kind of like, how do I explain it? I still want to, like, you know, be optimistic and kind of be like, who knows, maybe something will, like, we're both still young. We're both 28 years old. We have our whole lives ahead of us. A million things can fucking happen, you know? And if something were to happen, I just want to make sure that I'm a good partner for him, you know? Like, and, like, in general, I just want to be better, get better, and even if things, like, don't work out between us, you know, at least I would have acquired more knowledge on how to cope with this shit. And then in the future, when I meet someone else, I'll just have that much more ability to control myself. So, I don't know, I think either way it's somewhat of a win-win scenario, I suppose. I guess. But some ways I've been working on my obsessiveness and jealousy factor to, like, be more realistic and reasonable with my own thoughts and expectations and shit. And then, like, don't like try not to be as like so selfish and needy. Not try to be like fucking bothering them all the time and like overwhelming them and like just applying myself. It really is annoying because I know like, you know, I shouldn't be this way, but for some fucking reason my brain's an asshole and I am. And like just going against like what feels like your own nature is so annoyingly hard. Like, fucking sucks. Hopefully it'll be worth it. Then like I gotta like just remind my brain like fucking whatever it's worrying about isn't like that fucking deep, you know, it's not that serious and shit. Like you know, if I see him with other people or something like that, fucking my anxiety just goes through the fucking roof and it just blows. But then the other day I was reading up on jealousy, like why does jealousy or I don't know, jealousy and anxiety, blah blah blah. And it explained that when we feel jealous, it can put our brain into flight or fight, which, yeah, I normally feel that. What I've been trying to do is just, as soon as I like feel that, I just try to click on like some type of stoic philosophy type video on like YouTube, maybe even a little Buddhism, and it kind of helps a bit, I would say. But also like kind of going back to finding out that he actually does swing that way. You know, just because he swings that way doesn't necessarily mean he swings my way, you know? Which, you know, is something, like, to take into consideration, and whether I like it or not, I just have to deal with it and respect it. And also, when it comes to, like, my obsession, it's more that I just be thinking about this person, like, all the fucking time. But ever, like, since a young age, I always knew, like, this is not how I should be, but I am. And I think that would just make me even more frustrated, especially with my fucking self, because it was like this constant just fucking back and forth in my head. Like, you know, I got this very intense craving, but then I got, like, the logical part of my brain being like, I shouldn't be like this. The only thing is, I didn't really know how to cope. And I never actually took the time to learn how to, like, cope and shit, you know? So back in the day, like, if I compare this obsessive shit now versus, like, the past, I'm probably doing, like, 150 times better than I used to deal with, like, jealousy and obsessiveness. Yeah, being obsessive. And, like, that in itself also kind of gives me, like, a pretty big confidence boost. But then, fucking, I still get some anxiety because, like, sometimes I'll, like, feel, like, jealousy or this or that, like, flare up a bit. And then I'll start kind of going in a weird panic because I'm like, oh shit, am I gonna actually be able to compose myself? Am I gonna freak the fuck out? Am I gonna just, out of the blue, send this dude, like, some really weird fucking message? Alright, sorry about that. My fucking PC wasn't plugged in and it died. But, fuck, I don't even remember where I was at. God damn it. Another thing that I really want to and need to work on is habit. So, like, alright, think about my brain and then think about, like, it's being cool and positive, and then something happens where, like, kind of like jealousy takes over, and then, you know, my brain is full of jealousy. It's in the red area. It's all red or maybe there's a certain percentage of it that's just red. Let's say like 80% of it, and I have that little bit of like composure, or I can like assess the situation, think about what I need to do, blah blah blah. If I don't end up doing anything about it, then that jealousy and shit is just gonna keep filling up and then take over more of my brain. And then like if I do like the opposite of that, like, you know, I in that moment go for something that can actually help me cope, like philosophy or Buddhism, like this, that, whatever the fuck, then over time I will acquire that coping mechanism a lot more and efficient, I feel like. And then instead of jealousy like taking over 80% of my brain out of habit, I'll end up like, I don't know, just doing a lot better out of habit if I actually do what I need to do, if any of that makes sense. I'm really bad with explaining. I've honestly kind of wanted to make more videos like this, but I'm just not good at it at fucking all. But I don't know if it's oh yeah, so when it comes to obsessiveness, I've been kind of thinking about it. Like, obviously obsessiveness, like, huge margin of the time, not a good thing. But then, you know, I've been thinking, I am trying to get better and like help myself cope with shit more, not just because I want to help myself in general and do better in general, but I feel like this obsessiveness with him also kind of pushes me, because like I'll be thinking about like I'll feel jealous and shit and this and that, and then, you know, like jealous thoughts come into hand, or not come, or yeah, come to mind, I suppose, and I'm just like, oh, I just want to message this dude and let him know that. But like, I hate that I fucking feel that, because it's like he doesn't owe me shit. He doesn't fucking. I'm not his responsibility. My feelings ain't his responsibility, and it just fucking sucks that my brain is like this. It pisses me off about myself so much. Fucking hate it. But anyways, I feel like the obsessiveness could be kind of like a double-edged sword. It's just how I use it. I can either let it control me and like just fucking make me do dumb shit, but as long as I also practice and make it a habit of self-control and self-awareness, then, you know, I think I'll hopefully do good and better. But I almost feel like my obsessiveness over this dude is also helping me a lot, like try to push myself to be better. So is obsessiveness like super bad, or is it bad if you don't know how to use that? Well, fucking depending on how you use it, maybe. I don't know. Like, I feel like if you are aware that you are an obsessive person, that can like help you out a lot. But then also with the whole like fucking obsessiveness thing, where I'm like, it's not even like I try, it's like just this fucking tick where he just ends up, or I just end up thinking about him. Like, I could like be playing a fucking video game, something funny or interesting might happen. But then all of a sudden I'm just like, damn, I wish this was a moment I could share with this dude. But I've been trying to do this, I don't know if you'd call it mental exercise, I don't know, but so whenever I think of him, I try to think nothing of him, if that makes sense. So like, take the remote of this treadmill, or take like your phone, or just something. If you know, you have it in your hand, the object is in your hand / could be in your mind, but if you think nothing of it, you're not like branching out any opinions or any extra thoughts about the object. You're not like, it's black, what does, and then that can like make you think about like other shit, like like he'll pop up in my brain, right? And then I'll think about like, oh, this moment I had with him was really cool, this, that, and then I kind of like will maybe start fantasizing about shit, not sexual, but like just doing like, I don't know, dumb, stupid, fucking romantic bullshit. You know, like fucking kissing him on the lips and looking him in his eyes and telling him how much I love and appreciate him. You know, stupid, dumb shit like that. But, yeah, when it comes to the think nothing of it type deal, it's kind of like, you know, there's the thought of him, okay, leave it at that. Like, and it takes, like, you have to be, like, super fucking, like, self-aware. Because sometimes, like, I'll be, like, thinking about him, and it's almost like I don't even realize how long. And it's just, like, I just need to fucking simmer the fuck down. Focus meditation has been, I think, helping me quite a bit, because, so, I'll, like, just kind of, like, take some time. I should probably do it a little longer, but lately I've only been doing it like 5 minutes if I fucking think about it, and if I feel like I really fucking need to. But I'll like just kind of like chill for a bit, and then I'll like, I call it focus meditation, where I'll like just try to like focus on like my heart, or like my breathing, or fucking if there's like some sound, like if the fan is on, I'll try to focus on that. And then every time like that obsessive impulse comes into mind and I think about him, I'm just like, no, I'm supposed to be focusing on this. So I'm like not trying to allow the thought of him try to like take over, because that like, if you've dealt with obsessiveness, then you know what I'm talking about. But it literally feels like the thought of whoever you're obsessing over just fucking takes over your whole goddamn mind, and it's just so fucking hard to deal with. Fucking sucks a lot. I wish there was a pill that can just like, I don't want to say shut off your thinking, but I don't know. Maybe there is. Maybe I need to go to therapy and get my hands on any type of medicine that can maybe help. But at the same time, like I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, I don't believe in medicine, I need to do everything naturally. But like, if I can do it naturally, then I want to, you know? I feel like medicine, for me at least, I'll only turn to medicine if it's kind of like a last resort type deal. Like, I used to be on fluoxetine for like depression and shit like that. But I don't know, the last couple of years I haven't really been taking it because I've been like studying on Stoic philosophy and like Buddhism and shit like that, and like that shit has just helped me so much. But I was just using that to kind of like aim it at like my depression and shit like that. But now with like my obsessiveness and jealousy and shit like that, like, I don't want to aim it at that now, and hopefully it'll work. Cause yeah, I don't know. I think when it has come to my depression and shit like that, I think I have become a lot better. And like, I think another reason why I kind of want to do it, quote unquote, naturally, or like the way I'm doing it now, is because I feel like just trying to figure myself out and trying to figure just the shit out in general will, in the long run, just help me in general. It'll help like my brain develop, I guess. I don't fucking, like, I'll be learning shit. I'll be like, yeah, just learning shit. So it's kind of like, why not? But then it's kind of like, why not do this and the medicine? But then I feel like if I take the medicine, then if it works too well, I'll probably be like, oh, there's no reason for me to fucking do it this way. But then it's not like I'm actually learning anything. And I don't know, I kind of like to learn about myself and like this and that, and how this why this feeling might tick, what might trigger it, and what I can do about it. And like, also, if I do learn, I just kind of want to like share that with people, I suppose, because at the end of the day, I'm not like the only one going through this shit. And like, ever since I was young, I've always wanted to like do something that can like, I guess, help people. Like, when I was younger, the whole reason I wanted like a shit ton of money is because I just wanted to be able to buy my friends shit. Like, I wanted to be able to like help them with financial shit if they needed it. But then, I don't know, like, now I'm going down this route where I'm trying to learn knowledge and then distribute it. But I don't really know what else to talk about. I'm not gonna lie, my laptop dying kind of threw me off, like, my flow. I feel like I had a really nice flow, and now I'm just like kind of brain foggy and shit. And then, it's kind of like sometimes I kind of want to tell this dude like how I feel, because like I feel like that actually is kind of like the more mature maybe thing to do. Like, they say I don't know, the conversation is key or whatever the fuck. I forget whatever that one saying is or whatever, but fucking some things I'm worried about. If I get rejected, it's like I'll have to deal with it, I'll like deal with it in like silence and shit. But if, like, let's say here versus the future, here I feel like if I were to talk to him and tell him like how I feel and this and that and like whatnot, if I were to get rejected right now, I feel like just fucking, it would just kind of fuck with me quite a bit. And just for my self preservation or whatever, that would just suck, and I don't really want to deal with that. But then, in the future, if I like confess and nothing happens, I feel like since I'm pushing myself to better deal with like jealousy and like obsessiveness and stuff, in the future, if I gain like even more knowledge and more ways to cope with it, I feel like the letdown won't be as bad. So, but then this might be a little fucking, I don't know. I kind of want my obsessiveness for him to kind of ride out, because it's kind of like what I explained earlier. The obsessiveness might be one of the biggest things that's like pushing me to like better myself and, you know, shit like that. And just real quick, I don't know why, but it almost feels like I don't want to live for myself. Like, I don't know, I want to live for someone else. I want to like please someone else. Like, I just feel like I'm not at my full capability when I'm just doing shit for myself. But when I have like feelings for someone, I don't know if it's like the fucking dopamine I like get from someone being obsessed with people or what the fuck ever, but like I always end up feeling like I can push myself like that much more. I don't know, I'm just kind of scared that if I confess to this dude and like tell him, you know, how I feel, and I get rejected, I might not end up pushing myself anymore. And I don't know, I'm just trying to deal with this shit the most, I don't know, the smartest way I can, I guess. I don't know, to me it kind of makes sense, even though it also sounds just kind of fucked up. Yeah, I don't know, but I think I'm probably gonna call it there. I might touch back up on this subject. If I do, I'm gonna make a lot better notes and a lot of more organized notes. You know, I've been with this shit working on a lot of just, bad habits that, you know, like the whole be more realistic and reasonable with my own thoughts, expectations, and feelings. You know, don't be needy, don't be greedy. I gotta remind my brain that this shit's not as deep as it tries. Well, I feel like it's probably me just reminding myself that this shit is not as deep as my brain tries to make it. So, and you know, kind of like just be more optimistic and shit like that. And then desperation, like that's something that really needs to be worked out on, because back in the past because of like all the fucking annoying feelings that just kind of flare up, I would be like fairly desperate to, I'd be even more desperate to be with this person, because it's like, oh, as long as like I'm with them or around them, like these feelings don't flare up, so I have to be with this person, so feelings don't flare up, yeah. But that's just fucking, desperation, and that's something that needs to be worked on as well. But yeah, I think I'm call it here. I've been on this thing for a while. And yeah, alright, well, peace. Depending on how well this video does, maybe I'll do this more where I just walk on the treadmill and just yap about shit. It's pretty fun. It's, in a way, kind of relaxing, pretty nice. But fucking Christ. Anyways, yeah, alright, goodbye. Jesus Christ. After walking on that for a while, it feels weird to like just stop in place.